Everett, we finna go live. China Michelle, we going live. Y'all get on that.
Hey, this is the Queen, host of the Home Health Queen High Tea Show, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time from the Fishbowl Radio Network studios in Bedford, Texas. Log on to hear all things home care and home health. Listen in to get all the tea because I'm going to bring it to you, whether it's home health, hospice, assisted living, and much more. So be sure to log on each week on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Central Time. Catch the Queen on the Home Health Queen High Tea Show. Peace.
And as I do before I get started, I have to give thanks to God because without him, none of this is possible. Y'all, I have to say good morning. How everybody doing?
Good morning, everyone.
Derek, my trusting direction. Y'all, I got on his nerves this morning. My nerves so hot right now. How you doing this morning, young man?
I'm good here, so.
Man, let me tell you something. The devil tried to get on me in, but without you, I don't know. That's why I call this boy my director of operations. Y'all, I was over here. I'm about to go unglued. I thank God I don't look like what I feel like on the inside. Y'all, but with that,
be so stressed.
Maybe I'll be so stressed. Y'all, normally I'll be up in that studio with the producer, my manager, and everybody, but Queen had to travel. And y'all, let me tell you something. I don't do well with change. So we're going to jump right on. As you can see, my background looks a little different today because I'm not in studio. I'm in another city. Y'all know we always in somebody's other city.
Yep.
You know what they call this man next to me? They call this man Money Green. Money Green, you ready for today?
I am. I'm ready.
I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun,
and
y'all.
we have a special guest today.
We got a special guest, y'all. I told y'all, let me tell y'all something about the Queen. When I come. I don't come to just come normal. Y'all, we have our first special guest.
Yeah.
For the Home Health Queen High Tea podcast show at the FBRN.US. Y'all can catch us there and also on Facebook. Go to Fishbowl Radio Network. Y'all know y'all can catch us there. But y'all, today, I told you last week that I wanted to talk about today's topic is going to be all things behavioral health, assisted living, and boarding homes. You know, we are very diverse when it comes down to what we do at Priority Consulting. And today we have a wonderful special guest that's going to join us in just a few minutes. But before we get her queued up and ready to go, Derek, what I want to do is through the week, since last week, I've been kind of thinking about what the people have been asking me about on my social media platforms. And last week, I told them I would talk a little bit about recoupments in the home health, home care, even assisted living arena.
Okay.
Because the definition of a recoupment, so y'all can understand what that means, them people pay y'all money and they don't do what they're supposed to do. And then people take their money back.
Wow.
See, this is the thing, y'all. Like I always tell you, when I'm on social media, I find there's a lot of myths. Everybody keep talking about what y'all doing. Everybody want to be a millionaire, trillionaire, and millionaire, trillionaire, and a billionaire, but they don't tell you the truth about this industry, Derek. And I told you that's what we're going to keep doing.
Okay. But before we get there, Queen,
yes,
we want to hear from you today. We want to hear from those people out there in our podcast land and our TikTok world. All right, so do not forget to call in today. The number is the same, 214-556-6239. Again, the number is 214-556-6239. Call in today. We want to hear from you.
And guys, let me tell you something. When you call in with your questions live, we answer it right off the whip. I answer that right off my dome because I'm that good at it.
Yeah.
You know, over 23 years in the industry, it ain't too much that I haven't seen. And if it is something that I have not seen, I know where to go get you the answer. And it's going to be the correct answer because I believe in facts. I don't believe in just rambling and giving y'all wrong information. So y'all, please do Queen a favor and just listen to what my operations manager states. Call in. With that being said, guys, let's talk about recoupments for a second. A recoupment can occur when you guys as a home health as a home care, as a ALF, as a behavioral health facility, even a physician's office can be subject to a recoupment. Guys, that means that either Medicare, Medicaid, or MCO, y'all, that's a managed care organization for all my newbies that's tuning in, that's listening. Guys, that means as quickly as they pay you, if you don't do in this industry, that payer source can come back and ask to audit your records. Okay? So if they come and they ask to audit your records and you can't produce proper, here go that word again, here go that word, you can't produce proper documentation that falls within the rules and regulations and the compliance regulations, they're going to take that money back from you. So this is what I tell people all the time in this industry. Y'all so quick to bill. You need to make sure as you're billing your files and what that services that you're providing to these patients, you have the documentation to back it up, Derek.
All right.
And when you back it up, then when we present our files, right, it's going to be very difficult for them to recoup that money back from us.
Wow.
But every insurance payer, every MCO, Medicare, Medicaid, they all have rights. And y'all, I keep telling y'all out here setting these non-medicals up and y'all billing with no proper documentation, but y'all clicking into EVV and letting y'all people just verification of their hours. If y'all don't have proper documentation to match those hours, and a recoupment is bound to happen. And y'all, let me just go ahead and tell you the time frame. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Derek, they can come back and ask for that money back within a 7-year period.
Wow.
So you can service that patient, baby, that patient may have gone on. But if they come back in 7 years and say, send me that documentation, and you send these people one sheet, then people gonna say, give me my money back. It's just that simple. It's not rocket science. If you don't have the documentation to prove that those visits were warranted, especially if you are a skilled licensed home health agency, I don't care what state you in, we operate underneath a doctor's order.
Wow.
It's no way around it. It's no way around it. You don't have a doctor's order, you don't admit a patient, that's gonna come up to fraud. Okay? Period.
Siobhan said documentation of TikTok. That is correct.
That's right. So y'all, we got our people on the TikTok that's going, and I hope everybody that's listening, y'all make sure you always follow Queen on all social media platforms. I am known as the Home Health Queen. And what we gonna do, again, we about to kick the notch up on we are about to kick the notch up on this thing, because when we go off, when I take a break in just a bit and I come back, y'all, I am going to have Dr. Gail James is going to be joining us, and we're about to dive into behavioral health, assisted living, boarding home, and the conversations are about to get real good. So another topic that I'm going to go ahead before we go to our first commercial break that I am going to bring to your attention, a lot of people this week on my social media, Derek, they have been asking me about diversifying their agencies. How difficult is it to go from one license category to another license category within the home care to home health realm?
Okay.
Guys, it's not difficult at all if your state allows you to, because you just can't do it on your own. Your state has to allow you to be able to upgrade that license. For instance, if you have a non-medical license, okay, or a personal assistant service, because I'm sitting in Texas, that's what we call it. We call it a PAS license, a personal assistant service license, okay? In Florida, they call it a non-medical license. Y'all, it's all the same thing. That's where we are helping people with their ADLs. I talked about it last week. I talked about it the week before last. I want to make sure that y'all understand the difference in these categories. Okay? I want to make sure y'all understand the difference in these license categories. I see you. I got a question. Say, what about Georgia? Velez, you can't upgrade a license in Georgia. You're going to have to get another license. If you start with companion or sitter, y'all, that's no touch. I don't know why y'all out here letting people set y'all up with these companion sitter. You know what, Derek? Right now I'm your companion. Right now I'm your sitter. Because maybe if I got a companion sitter, this is what I'm doing. Hey, Mr. Derek, how are you?
How you doing?
How you doing today?
I'm good.
All right now. Mr. Derek, you want to pay me $30 an hour to be your companion and your sitter?
No.
All right, so what you
Not
got
at all.
me? Okay, so let me tell you something. It's very hard to get to y'all just saw that role play off the dome, off the dome. Now check this one out. Hey, Mr. Derek, how are you?
Good.
You're good. How you feeling today?
I feel all right.
Well, good. Well, today what I'm going to assist you with is I know that I'm here to help you and groom you. I'm going to groom that good looking beard you have. I'm going to groom you today, and I'm going to help you because you really, you need some help with your assistance with daily living activity.
Mhm.
So I might help you cook you a little meal today. Because see, you qualify for that service because of the program that you under.
Okay.
And if you need me, y'all know that it's role play. Now, if you need me to help you and bathe you, see, I'm able to do that with that non-medical license or that personal assistant service agency license. See, that means I can touch this young man. People come to me and they ask me all the time, Queen, like Georgia. Georgia has companion sitter and non-medical. So baby, if you want to go from companion sitter, I need you to just go and apply for a non-medical. Florida is the same way. Florida is the same way. All right. So every state has the different rules and regulations that they require. Okay. And this is what I'm going to tell y'all before I go on a break. I want everybody that is listening to me, whether you tuning in from wherever you tuning in from around the world, if you are on my tickety talk, guys, if you hold a home care and or home health agency license, assisted living facility, behavioral health facility, you gotta know where to go pull your rules and regulations. Y'all, I don't know how else to tell y'all. I believe in educating. I believe in elevating. It's so many people that's jumping into this industry, y'all, that it scares me as I go on social media to see people that's entering into this industry that has no healthcare background. The people say all the time on social media, you don't need to be in the industry. You don't have to be a nurse. And guys, in some instances, this is true. But at the same time, you guys have to understand that you have to have some knowledge about the industry. I tell these people, stop listening to social media. Y'all stop listening to these coaches, gurus, and trainers. Because when I look at my credentials, here I go. I'm gonna brag on myself. Because see, Queen has credentials behind her name within this industry. See, this is not something, I don't play healthcare consultant. I am a healthcare consultant. So when people come to me, when people come to Priority and they say, well, Queen, how can I diversify my agency? I say, okay, well, let me show you the basics. So what's going on around the world to everybody that's listening to me? It's so quick, it's easy to get a license. I keep telling y'all, my little Neff, my 10-year-old Neff can help me help y'all get a license. Anybody can do that. That's light work. That don't impress me. That don't impress me, Derek. Anybody can get a license. But what impresses me is you keeping that license. You following all rules and regulations. You know your compliance for your state. You elevate that license from non-medical to medical, medical to CMS certified to certification to be able to take Medicare, Medicaid, MCO, throw an accreditation on top of that thing, baby, that impresses me. With that being said, y'all, I'm going on a quick little break. Derek, let the people know the number.
Yeah. Before we go on that break, again, don't forget, we want to hear from you, especially when we come back. Dr. Gail is going to be on. So the number is 214-556-6239. If you dial in and we don't respond immediately, just hang tight. We will be with you. But not only that, Queen, what's coming up again in March? March 14th?
Oh, let me tell y'all something, guys. March 14th through the 16th. I am holding a one-woman show healthcare symposium. Guys, I say it's one-woman show because I have so much knowledge in this head of mine. I could hold your attention for the whole weekend because, baby, I keep myself very elevated in this industry. You know, people been talking about me on that social media. Baby, they say she loud. Baby, they say she say anything. Baby, they say she unprofessional. But what I tell them is that's my social media.
Right.
See, I can do what I want to do on my social media. Oh, but on March 14th through the 16th, I'm a beast to be reckoned with. Y'all, I'm an ACAC certified healthcare consultant, and I'm not doing this by myself. That would be very selfish. So I'm bringing people that matter. See, I'm not bringing my homegirl, my homeboy, my cousin to put them on the stage to make y'all feel good. I don't empower. I do not motivate. I educate. I elevate. And with that being said, I am bringing presenters from Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services. See, I have the credentials that they will allow me to invite them and they will come and present to my guests. You see what I'm saying? I am bringing the director of Anthem. Guys, that is United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana is going to be presenting to you guys. These are the people that pay us across the board in all these industries that we talk about on my podcast, that I talk about on a daily basis on my social media platform. These are the people that matter. So y'all, this is going to be a good weekend. This is going to be a fun-filled learning experience. Guys, we're going to have breakout sessions. If you are a licensed home health agency, I know you cannot tell me if you seasoned, you haven't never thought about opening or what does it take to transition to hospice. Because see, there's levels. There's personal assistant service. I'm going to help you cook and clean. Then as we get older and our diagnosis starts to go down and on a decline, we're going to graduate to licensed home health. Because then you might need a nurse to take care of you. Then after that, God forbid, see, life is nothing but a circle. You may need a little hospice care. And then if you're a licensed home health agency owner and you about diversifying, we ain't gonna show you how to start that hospice agency. So as your clients decline, you're able to pick them up underneath that hospice. Y'all, right now, I'm gonna take a little break. Y'all call in.
And Diana, I see your question on TikTok. So when we come back from that break, I'm gonna have the Queen answer that question for you as well when we introduce Dr. Gill, okay?
All right, then, y'all, we're gonna take a break and we'll be back in just a few seconds. What do we say when we go on break?
Peace.
Hi, this is Juan, host of The Juan Jones Show, broadcasting live.
say good morning again. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Y'all know I love to have a good time. We keep it lights and bright up over here. I told y'all I'm doing this thing virtually for the first time. I hope everybody, hey, let me know on my ticket attack how we doing, how we looking on FB, how we looking. Guys, let me tell you, I told you right before commercial break that I was going to have a very special guest today.
Yes.
Guys, Dr. Gail James is on the line with us.
Yes.
How you doing, Dr. Gail? I'm doing wonderful. I'm so excited that you're here to join me this morning so we can get into some heavy topics about behavioral health, assisted living, and about boarding homes. And you just don't know. You've been following me, guys. And I'm going to just let the cat out the bag, Dr. Gail. Can I tell the people, guys, Dr. Gail owns multiple businesses. I don't have to say one, baby. When I say multiple, she's the real deal. I'm going to bring her in and let her talk to you guys. She's going to tell you about her credentials, what's going on.
Yeah, before we do that, we do have a call in. So
Okay,
I think that
let's
may
take
be Diana from TikTok,
Okay.
possibly. Caller, who do we have on the line with the queen today? Yes. We can. Welcome.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line today?
All right, welcome, Diana. Diana was on our TikTok, and I told her to call in. She had a question for us. So, Diana, where are you calling from?
Welcome, Diana. I did not catch. Can you tell me your city and state that you're calling in from? Okay, all right, that's good enough. All right, so Diana, let me explain something to you. You are working in a facility where you have genuine concerns about patient care. You've been following me for a while. Thank you for the follow. But one thing about myself, anybody that works underneath my company, I don't play when it comes down to patient care. If you see something, you hear something, and you know something, the first call you need to make is to the Office of Inspector General, the OIG. That is the Department of Justice. And I also need you to go ahead and call CMS and lodge a complaint. You can do this anonymously. It's the Office of Inspector General. That is the Department of Justice. That is who investigates home care, home health, LTACs, SNFs, hospitals, physician offices. That is who investigates for abuse and neglect, fraud, misuse, okay? And secondly, you start with your state, the licensing entity for the state. So I want you to do three things because I don't play when it come down. Baby, let me tell you something. First, to Monday, Diana, it is your sole duty and responsibility. You working in a facility and you came out of your mouth and you said, Queen, I've seen people die. No, ma'am, not on my watch, and now I hear your voice. Look up your licensing entity in California. I need you to look it up. I know that we get you licensed through Sun. I can't remember Sunbeam. That's your Secretary of State. Look up your licensing entity. You know it's Sun something. and you call the state and you tell them you have a complaint, I guarantee you when you say what you just said to me where people are dying, baby, the state gonna come in there with a vengeance. You need to resign. Diana, you a licensed respiratory therapist. Baby, you need to run from that facility. You need to resign immediately because the heat is coming down on everybody that is licensed underneath that facility. Because if you've been there 3 years, you've been seeing this for 3 years, and you just now reporting, come on now, Queen, let's tell the truth, Diana. So, Diana, guess what I want you to do? You're gonna be just like Queen. When you see something that's not right over and over and over, we have to react and do something about it. Baby, open your own. Do you see what I'm saying? And now you know, there there we go. Well, you know what? You found me. I'm not going nowhere, Diana. That's gonna lead into this segment with Dr. Gail. But what I highly recommend, you need to get you a ticket and come to this one woman show healthcare symposium March 14th through the 16th. Because Dr. Gail don't even know I'm gonna put on the spot. She's gonna be doing a breakout session, a facilities breakout session. And baby, you need to be sitting up in the game. Do you hear me, Diana? Because you can do it. You can do it. So call the state Monday, do it anonymously, girl, because you don't want them getting rid of you, because when they find out, girl, they gonna let you go. Look, do it, and look. You don't know who listening around the world, so girl, your name not Diana, it's Tina. Girl, you hear that? Girl, we gotta protect the bag. Diana, thank you for joining. It's the OIG. O as in on, I as in India, G as in girl, OIG, Office of Inspector General. Soon as you put it in your search, it's gonna pop up. Okay. And Diana, keep me posted on my ticketed top. You know, keep me posted. Let me know you good. Send me a little DM if you need me to kind of walk you through, because what we're gonna do is always do the right thing. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank
That
you
was
so
great.
much.
That was great,
Really good.
Diana. That was great. And thank you. And I look forward to meeting you in March, girl. Okay. All right.
Peace.
All right. With that being said, this is a perfect way to go ahead and say good morning to Dr. Gail. Dr. Gail, oh, wait, I can't hear. I can't hear you. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Dr. Gail. How you doing? It's afternoon. Well, Dr. Gail, come on in. We're going to jump right into this thing. I know your credentials, but can you tell everybody that's listening a little bit about yourself, your experience, and what it is that you do? And then I have a couple of questions to get this thing started for you.
Born 2 weeks before my high school graduation, and she was disabled, and that is what propelled me into this profession. I love taking care of people. It's my passion.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Dr. Gail, I am your healthcare consultant, for your home health care agencies, U.S. Virgin Island, Jacksonville, Florida. And guys, what I'm going to make the announcement. We've already told people on TikTok. Dr. Gail has joined my firm because she's now a junior consultant for Priority Consulting. Because let me tell you something, when you have people with the right credentials, and they own these companies, and she can pass my test to go side by side with me, that's people that I need on my team. So Dr. Gail, we've been talking and discussing on social media. We have a lot of clients, Dr. Gail, that always they're starting to get their interest peaked. I talk so much about home care and home health. Let's talk behavioral health for a second. I want you to tell the listeners and everybody that's watching in our social media, our people on our Tickety Talk, I want to know, let's start with the hard stuff. What are the challenges with running a behavioral health facility? Let's talk challenges. Go.
The challenges that I've been noticing is payment. So a lot of people want to go into this field and they think it's awesome. However, there's a struggle with credentialing and then getting paid for those services. I would say that VACCN is the highest paying for counseling services. You get around 250. The going rate is 150, but you get around 250 for a VA client. You can get credentialed with TRICARE. I'm credentialed with TRICARE, VA, but it's difficult. So now a lot of therapists, what they're doing, they're just private pay. And I think the challenge is the billing. When they bill, it gets rejected, and a lot of them don't have the right credential person or biller to go back and resubmit the claim to get the claim paid. So now you have a lot of therapists that are out on their own, and they're taking like $75 or $50 a session. Someone just emailed me yesterday, and they looked me up on Psychology Today, and they was like, well, I can do private pay. I said, well, it's 150. She was like, that's out of my budget. Okay, no problem. Find someone else, because most people charge a lot less.
Right. Okay, so Dr. Gill, let me ask you this so people will know what you're talking about. When you say 150, 250, especially with TRICARE, is that per visit? Is that per assessment?
The assessment is normally like 250, but the session are 150. That's the typical going rate. But we have therapists now that are charging $50, $55 because they can't take insurance, because they've realized you submit your claims, they get denied, they don't have the proper biller, so they don't know how to resubmit the claim and get billed, so they're just resolving to private pay. Like in my area, I have been told repeatedly, I am like the only TRICARE credentialed agency taking patients right now.
That's because what? She has a certified biller, one that knows how to bill for behavioral health. Dr. Gill, one thing about our industry is this. It gets me a little rattled when I hear people say, oh, I don't take Blue Cross Blue Shield. Oh, I don't take Tri-West or TRICARE because they don't pay. I always come back and say, I beg to differ. I beg to differ, because see, they gonna pay because they're contractually obligated. See, when you have a contract with an MCO or a payer source, what people don't understand is they have so many days to pay us that claim. See, sometimes, Dr. Gill, I'll be waiting on them. They ain't got to pay me in a time frame, because I'm going to pull out my contract and I'm going to say, you are obligated to pay me within 45 to 60 days of what we call a clean claim. And if you don't pay me, see, you got to pay me interest on top of my clean claim. So if you get you a medical code and biller that is certified, and not just somebody in your office trying to guess and play biller, the money is going to come. See, that's the biggest challenge in any entity within our industry, Dr. Gill. Home health, home care, behavioral health, assisted living. The benefits not paying. No, it's your biller that don't know how to bill it. Now, do we have challenges? Absolutely, we do. That comes with authorizing making sure our patients' benefits have not flipped or they haven't fallen out of benefit season. Because Dr. Gill, right now, we're nearing the end of the year. We're ending the near end of the year. So people's insurances are going to change. Some people now are not going to have their deductibles met. So does that affect the behavioral health billing as well when insurances change or people fall out of qualification?
It definitely does. It's the same thing. Just like my home health in the beginning of the year, the deductible, they have the deductible. Same thing with behavioral health. But you have to know how to work that system. Like you take EAP. I am EAP. I'm EAP for the post office, the US Post Office. So they pay for their clients, their employees to come and see me. I'm EAP with a lot of Blue Cross individual people that work for Blue Cross. Believe it or not, they don't have someone on board, so they send their people to me, and that's where the deductible don't come in. The EAP comes in, and they have it on a card, and you get paid, or they send your authorization number on a letter, and you get 8 visits, and you get your payments for those 8 visits. So you have to know how to work. You have to have knowledge.
You have to have that. Now, here's a question for you. Can you tell me the qualifications to start your very own behavioral health facility?
Well, first of all, to start your very own behavioral health facility, you have to be licensed in that state. If you're not licensed, there's about 4 states that take clinical Christian therapists, which a lot of people don't even know about. A lot of people go and they get the doctorate from a non-licensed agency, and all they have to do is become an ACPE member, and TRICARE will approve them to be a licensed therapist. A lot of people don't know that, because I have had people come to me and they're like, oh, they told me I can't get it. I said Blue Cross will take you, Cigna will take you, and TRICARE will take you with a licensed clinical Christian therapist. That's not being licensed in the state. That's just being a
But look, Dr. Gill, not for me to cut you off. Y'all know I got that bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but girl, I'm about to fall out this chair. But see, let me tell y'all, she's a junior consultant with Priority Consulting. Do y'all hear that? One more time, Dr. Gill, tell the people one more time, because them people about falling out their seat right now. What are the qualifications to start your very own behavioral health
you need
facility?
your license in your state. But if for some reason you're not licensed in your state, but you love counseling and you went to a Christian school and got your theology degree, you can become credentialed with Cigna, Blue Cross, TRICARE, and Aetna. All 4 of those take you, and they will pay you. With TRICARE, all you have to do is become a member, which is $100 a year membership with ACPE, and fill out a 2-page application, and you can become credentialed with TRICARE, and you can take TRICARE patients.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that knowledge. You will see why Dr. Gill knowledge is amazing. This is amazing. Let me tell you something to all my people out there that are listening. Y'all, this is Dr. Gail James. Y'all, we talking about behavioral health facilities. Y'all, this is Dr. Gail James. She not only can talk about it, she's about it. She owns them. See, I tell y'all all the time, I don't just talk home health. I own home health. I don't just talk home care. We own home care. We don't just talk behavioral health. Dr. Gail, we own behavioral health. Y'all, with that being said, Dr. Gail, I got another quick question, and then I want to flip, because a lot of people want to know, and I talk about this all the time, assisted living versus group home. I talk about this all the time. Dr. Gail, I want to know, what are some of the headaches? We're going to flip to an assisted living real quick.
Assisted living, to me, it's easier than the group home because they don't visit you as much. They come once a year, their visit is announced. However, marketing is different. With the group home, once you get licensed, your name is put in the criteria. They send out a mass email and they tell everybody, look, Dr. Gail James just opened up a group home in the area and she's accepting clients. They're going to state if your behavior, if you're non-behavior, if you're standard group home. With ALS, you don't have that luxury. You won't have to beat the ground. You go to elder law attorneys. you go to senior facilities, you go to all these places, and you have to beat the ground to get your people. And 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna make what you really should be making. What group home pay is a lot more than what ALF pays. I could make $8,000 a month for a client with an ALF in Jacksonville, Florida, but it depends on the side of town. It depends on the size of the house. It depends on how nice the house is. It depends on if those people want to put their
There you go. And it depends on, they trying to ask for that $8,000 a month payment, but then y'all sitting up here with mixed match furniture in these houses on these clients. I keep telling them, Dr. Gail, if you gonna be something, be it. Y'all, this is patient care. We love our seniors. One day, I'm 5 seconds away from a senior. I'm really a senior though.
No, it's 55, right?
I'm 52.
We the same age. We the same age, Queen. We're not seniors.
Yeah. No, one day. Oh, but one day, if God allows us to see that senior age, we want to make sure that there's good facilities out here that is doing what we need to do for these seniors. And you know, Dr. Gill, one thing about the assisted living, the group home realm, I see it when people call our offices. I see it when I do consultations. Guys, do not go into this industry for the money. I don't know why people, social media got everybody thinking they're gonna make all this money for assisted living in group homes. And guys, that is the hardest category to jump into because it's not easy. It's not easy. The people on social media, Dr. Gill, we had this conversation. I said they make it look so easy. They make it look so easy. And when I see it, I just shake my head because I know for a fact, Dr. Gill, how long does it take from start to finish to open up an assisted living home, a licensed assisted living home? And before you, if you could just give me a time frame before you could even probably get one good client.
In Florida, about a year. And
look at that.
And the overhead, what I want people to understand is a lot of people go into this industry thinking, oh yes, I can make a lot of money. That's amazing. But you need to be able to afford a $30,000 sprinkler system. So here's the thing, and that's for both. That's for group home and ALF. Here's the thing, has to be approved with the city of wherever you are. In addition to that, generator. So you don't get the opportunity to say, okay, I'm gonna follow the state rules. Because the state rules, here's just an example. ACA rules for assisted living facilities, you don't need a hardwired generator. All you need is a standard generator with 48 hours of gas. You know what the fire department rule is? Oh no, you need a hardwire generator that costs almost $20,000 and clicks on within 10 seconds of your lights being off. So guess what? They overrode ACA, so you got to go by what the fire department said because you're not going to pass your fire inspection. You need a registered dietitian. You need your menu done. This is not something people take. You can't go and move a house and move. You can't put $30,000 worth of equipment in them people's house. That ain't your house.
But that's what they do. But you know what they do? Let me tell you, you know that's what they doing. And then they go in there and don't go get no kind of license. They go in there and put some cots and they think they gonna just, put some people in it and call it a licensed group home. They gonna put some people in it and call it an ALF. And when the first complaint come in, the state's gonna come out and it's gonna be problems. And it's not gonna be just paperwork problems. You're gonna have legal problems. Guys, every state requires you to be licensed in some form, fashion, in some type of way. For an assisted living facility, you have to be licensed. If you're using that term and you're not licensed, you are breaking all kinds of rules and regulations. ALF is a licensed category. Group home in certain states, in the majority of states, it's a licensed category. Sometimes they call it residential care. group homes. In the state of Texas, you can put up to 3 people in one home and not be licensed, and they will allow you to call it a group home. But I tell people all the time, if I'm taking my parents somewhere for them to have a nice living environment because I'm working all over the world, and you not licensed by not one entity, you not licensed, you not governed by the state, you don't have to follow rules and regulations. Why do I want my parent in your group home?
Exactly.
So what we tell them, Dr. Gill, at Priority is no matter what state you're in, if you've been thinking about starting a group home, an assisted living facility, a residential care facility, guys, I'm gonna force you to be a licensed entity. When I see people that don't want to get licensed, I look at them, I say, oh, they shaded, Derek. I say, oh no, they shaded. And then sometimes I sit in and when I have the consultations, Dr. Gill, I say, well, tell me about you. What makes you want to start a group home? And let me tell y'all something. Assisted living facility is just that. It's assisted living. We need RNs. Y'all, they have 24-hour around the clock care. Group homes, 24-hour around the clock care. See, when I hear that, I hear expenses, payroll, expenses, payroll.
Not only that, people teach my group home. I walked up on people putting all my meats in their car. Like, you have to be, like, when I say you have to go to your place every day, and that's one thing I admire about you. It so much mimics me because my hand is in the pot. Like, I'm not going to, I have to see. Because these people, they steal your toilet paper, they steal your paper towel. That girl was putting all them meats in her trunk, and I rolled up. She just eat. I said, well, what are you doing? Oh, well, there were freezer burnt, so the clients can't eat them. We just bought new groceries. I said, well, if the clients can't eat them, your family can't eat them either. Put my stuff back in my house and go about your business. Pick your things up and have a nice day. Well, you ain't got, you're gonna wait for another step. I said, I could sit here. I know how to take care of them. Have a nice day. Bye.
That's right. That's right. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all been telling me on Ticket to Talk 50 minutes not enough. Y'all, it's 11:50. It is 11:50, Dr. Gail. We gotta go. Y'all, but let me just go ahead and say this. Guys, thank you so much to Dr. Gail. Y'all, Dr. Gail ain't going nowhere. She's a junior consultant with Priority Consulting. If you've been wanting to start your very own home health agency, home care agency, behavioral health facility, assisted living facility, group home, doctor's office, emergency room, baby, get at your girl. Y'all know where to find me on all social media platforms. I am the home health queen.
And Dr. Gail, we gotta have you come back in a few weeks because
Dr. Gail,
we got some more talking.
Wait a minute, Dr. Gail don't know. She's gonna be at that conference March 14th through the 16th. Dr. Gail, you getting a session. Girl, you doing a breakout session. So if y'all thought this was something, y'all need to get a ticket. To request your ticket, all you got to do is email thehomehealthqueen@gmail.com. With that being said, y'all ain't gotta go. But see, this duo got to go. And before I go, I gotta tell my brother I love him. Y'all, it's his 40th birthday. That boy finally 40, and I'm proud of him. I love you, my baby. I will see you later. And guess what? We gonna party tonight. And with that saying, what we tell the people, Dr. Gail, I love you. Thank you for joining me. Y'all, same time next week, same place. Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US, or hit your girl up on the Ticket Talk, the Facebook. I will remain the best in this game. I'm a beast. Peace.